A purpose of the full moon. So if you are into tracking the moon cycles, then you know that we are upon a full moon in Cancer, also known as the wolf moon in tropical astrology. And so I love times like these because more often than not, especially depending on where I'm at, I get like a super cool download, and this was one of those times. So the download, of course. The full moon's energy signature can be used to enhance our shadow work journeys. I feel that full moons can provide us with extra power to explore our inner landscapes, to explore our psychology, our wounds, and like just gives us the extra illumination that we can sometimes be missing in our regular shadow work practices. And I feel a unique thing about doing shadow work is that it can feel, or it can be overwhelming sometimes, like really like sitting and facing those darker parts of ourselves. And it doesn't have to be like darker as a negative, but just darker as in like wounded, or like, just like more like hidden. It can feel like, I know on my journey at least, it can feel annoying to constantly like be in that place of doing the shadow work. And so I feel that full moons provide a sense of relief towards that, and it makes it easier for us to see ourselves. And we know that on a practical level, the full moon is the sun's light reflecting off of the moon. And I believe that it's not even the full moon, but it's only a specific face, like a side of the moon that is being illuminated. And so I love that even in a more practical way, you can see that it's really about like light being bounced back, but also like being absorbed by the moon. And to take your shadow work practice a little bit deeper, you can see what house you have Cancer in. This moon is going to be in Cancer, full moon in Cancer. So you can see what house, I use whole sign, by the way, in astrology, but you can see what house you have Cancer in and kind of do shadow work around that area. I have Cancer in my 7th house, for example, so that could be an area I look into. But really, I'm doing my own exploration, and so I know what parts of the shadow that I want to look at. And so I don't necessarily always use the framework of pairing the sign the full moon is in with the house that I have it in my birth chart. And so we can also kind of briefly delve into some esoteric functions and origins of the moon. So there is this spiritual teacher that I deeply respect. I don't follow all of his teachings, but his name is Rudolf Steiner. And basically his theory about, how the solar system originated, or at least some aspects of the solar system, basically places Earth at the center of solar evolution, if I may say. And so according to his theories, each planet represents a stage of Earth's evolution. And with the moon in particular, it is a cosmic body that was birthed through Earth and represents our more lunar impulses. So this could possibly be where we get the term lunatic, and just like that more shadowy side of the moon, which in its own way reinforces how full moons are a perfect time to do shadow work. And of course, you can see it on the screen. I somehow parked right under the moon, and so you guys have had the moon's energy dazzling you if you've watched the whole video. So yeah, the moon is a really great time to do shadow work, to illuminate parts of ourselves that, can kind of be a little bit harder to penetrate. And It just gives us, I feel, a power boost for introspection. And overall, even though the lunar impulse is said to be a little bit more shadowy, a little bit more like of a trickster energy, it is still a potent energy, a potent archetype for us to cultivate. And we can definitely use it to like catalyze further soul evolution, and just to be more like well-rounded souls and to elevate our soul's frequency. So yeah, that has been Spiritually Gina. If you want assistance on your shadow work journey, I do have several programs that I'm not going to go into here, but just know that you can find everything you need to know on my website, which is in the description box. And you can also email me if there are any questions that you have about my offerings. So yes, happy full moon in Cancer. Bless.